This whole project is about really bringing the global community together, online, offline, in a movie. And this is a first for YouTube and for you. How did you get involved?
I started discussing this with Ridley Scott and his company about 6 months ago. We were talking about how incredible it would be to use the fact that so many people around the globe now have video cameras of one sort or another and are potential filmmakers, and to use that combined with the power of the internet and as embodied by YouTube, to make this kind of new sort of film, a film which is a portrait of the globe, a portrait of the whole of humanity on a single day. So instead of it being, you know, we've all seen films which are following one person through a day or through a week, but this is following everybody for a whole day. So what we're encouraging people to do is this Saturday, 24th, to grab a camera and make a film about something that's going on in their lives on that day, or about something in their environment around them that's important to them, and then to upload that film onto YouTube. You can go to YouTube and put in "Life in a Day" in there, and you'll find all the instructions about what you can and can't do, and then we will edit that film, edit your film, and thousands of others into a feature, which we'll show at the Sundance Film Festival this January. And the best 20 entries, the people who Ridley Scott and I feel have done the most interesting films, they will be invited to attend the premiere at Sundance as well.
Now, this is something very different for you and Ridley Scott to embark on, because you come from obviously such huge blockbuster films, more from the traditional media space. Is this important to you to dive into this new media world?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think, and diving into it is really how I see it, because I don't think we really know what's out there. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how successful this film's going to be. It is an experiment, and it's seeing what the power and the appetite of internet users really is, and trying to harness what for me is one of the great things about the internet, which is the spontaneous creativity that's out there. I'm always amazed when I go on YouTube and I look at clips and see how much time and effort and creativity people put into those things. And I wanted to harness that unique internet creativity.
So are you a big online geek YouTube fan?
I love lots of things on the internet, and I use the internet like so many people for my work and also for pleasure. But I think I was fascinated anyway in how this sort of project can give voice to people around the world who maybe don't ordinarily have a voice, and their preoccupations can be given an airing, can be given a platform. That's one of the great things about the internet, and also about the proliferation of video cameras around the world, is that it's a democratization of the media.
And now I need to ask you, how are you and Ridley going to be working together and collaborating on this? Exactly. Like, how long have you worked with him before?
I'm going to do all the hard work, of course.
Sure.
I'm going to do the hard work on this film with Ridley. Really, Ridley is an executive producer on the film. He has been involved in discussions about what the form the film is going to take. If you go onto YouTube and go to the Life in the Day channel, you'll see an interview with Ridley and an interview with me discussing what we'd like people to do, and you'll see some do's and don'ts about the film and various other bits of background. And then I'm going to cut the film together with a whole team of editors and translators, and then Ridley, I think, will become involved once we've got a rough cut. And he's got a fantastic eye for story and a fantastic eye for structure and for moments of great human truth, and so I'm hopeful that he's going to be very helpful when it comes to that stage. So
the whole thing about YouTube is there's a lot of noise. There are tons of videos. How are you going to get through all that noise to really find those captivating stories?
What we're asking people to do is very specific, and it's obviously all about capturing the things that are important in your life. And I think what we're trying to do is to say to people, be honest, be intimate, don't perform. Sometimes the most specific things, and even things that maybe can be slightly banal, sometimes those things are actually the most powerful. And they tell you more about what somebody's life is really like. They tell you more about the similarities and the differences between people in different parts of the world. So don't feel you have to do something that's extraordinary. Obviously, if something amazing is happening on the 24th of July, film it. But don't feel you have to do something extraordinary. It could be something that's very simple and very small, but actually resonates, and we can all relate to. That might be the thing that's the most important.
What do you hope people take away from this film, from the final product, and from I guess also the experience and journey of being part of it?
When people see the final film, I think they will sense the community that made it. They will sense that this is made by a lot of people who are sharing their lives, and I think that's very special. But I also think that there will be moments in this film which are very truthful and very human and very honest, and we don't see enough of that on the screen in my book. And people will, I think, recognize the unique quality of this film, that it is trying to be global, that it is trying to say something about mankind as a whole.
So as a filmmaker, I need to ask you your predictions on the future of filmmaking with this in mind.
Obviously, filmmakers like journalists and like musicians are always worrying about the influence of the internet and the consequences of piracy and that kind of thing. I don't think that film projects like this, which are kind of almost sociological, anthropological experiments, I don't think they're going to take over from traditional movie making. But I do think that that for the world of documentary and documentary films, that this kind of film could really have a big influence, where people who are amateurs, people who don't earn a living from making film, actually contribute to documentaries and contribute to maybe news reports as well. But what's happening to film, you know, it's in a difficult stage, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's been through difficult stages before, and what is usually needed is new imagination, new stories, and connecting to the audience in new ways. And I think that's what Ridley Scott and I are trying to do with this film. We're feeling our way into new kinds of filmmaking, new forms of stories.
And hopefully taking the online world into the theater, right? Because they're staying online right now.
Well, I don't think our intention was in the film to sort of steal back some of the attention that the internet is taking. I think it was more to harness the creativity and the energy that's in the internet.
All right, so are we going to be seeing this at Sundance? Is it going to be in theaters afterwards? Is it going to be available online?
Well, it's kind of undecided how we're going to distribute it completely, but it's definitely premiering at Sundance. And as I said, the people who make the best films, the best 20 filmmakers, will be invited to come from anywhere in the world to attend that premiere. And then at some stage, it'll be also on YouTube, and possibly get some other theatrical distribution. We're not quite sure yet. That's all to be decided. You
won't leak that one yet. I'm sure your kids love this, that you're doing a YouTube film, because they're probably on the site all the time.
Yes, exactly. I'm just trying to appeal to a younger generation. I just want to be cool to my kids' friends.
You're still young, Kevin. You really are. All right, finally, tell people how they can apply. Again, go to the site.
What you have to do is you have to go to YouTube and type in Life in a Day, and then you'll find this channel which we've created, which has a little introductory film, then an interview with me explaining more about what you have to do, and then also Ridley talking about giving some inspiration really to the potential filmmakers. And then there's various other bits and pieces, you know, do's and don'ts, and then you have to upload your film. Within a week of Saturday, you have to upload your film. So you film on Saturday, and then within the next week, upload the material.
All right, there you go. Well, thank you so much. I'm really excited to see what comes of all of this. It's really cool. It's a first, so that's important.
Me too.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day in the UK.
Thank you very much.
Bye, thanks so much.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.